Hey, welcome to our YouTube channel. We are here in the Home Synergy Center at Computer Advantage talking about Ring products. Ring essentially started as a video doorbell manufacturer, and now they say they have the ring of security around your entire home. Basically, any kind of surveillance video where you want to see the video on site and interact by talking with people that are maybe at your house, front door, through a floodlight camera, whatever. They handle that and they do a really good job. They seem to be very quality products and their application works very, very well. If I had to say one thing that made Ring really, really spectacular, it's the fact that their app looks good and functions well. Of course, the products are designed to work on your wireless network. They do have the Ring, I guess they call it the Chime Pro, that can extend or boost up your Wi-Fi network for just the Ring products in your house. Of course, they started out with the doorbells, and they have doorbells that can run on just battery and doorbells that can run being wired in like to an existing doorbell system. They can draw power from that, kind of stay charged. And they also have a solar power kit so that you can charge these via essentially sunlight, which is really, really nice. They have the same thing in some of the stick-up cameras that they have, that they can have a solar power panel that essentially powers the device. One of the things that makes these devices popular is the fact that they will store the video online. If you pay, it's per device, I think $3 currently per camera. And if you have the bigger plan, you can pay a monthly fee. I think it's $10 a month. If you prepay, it's a little bit less. So if you pay for like the entire year at a time, you save a little bit of money. And Ring is about to embark on the home market as far as home security, door sensors, and things of that nature. As of us shooting this video, those aren't shipping yet, but they tell you all about it on their website, ring.com. So probably something worth checking out. So let's just take a minute and peek into the Ring app, specifically looking at a doorbell V2 and a floodlight camera, just so that we can see some of those settings. So essentially, when you get into the application, your devices are at the top. This is assuming that you've already gone through the setup. They're set up and they're on your network, installed, of course. Installation, by the way, really, really simple. They are quick. The installation videos are available through the app as you walk through that, and also available online. And then everything is pretty automated, like it does every step that needs to happen kind of for you, walks you through it. It's very, very intuitive. Now, once you're set up in the app, this is kind of what we wanted to show you today. All your devices are listed at the front, and you can see that two of these are called owner, meaning I own them. And then the office door, it just says shared. Essentially, this shared office door is our demo one here at the Home Synergy Center. You can share Ring devices among family members and even among neighbors or whatever if you wanted to through email addresses. So the shared user doesn't have all the functionality that the owner does. Here we have the front door. I'm going to just click on that device first. You can see here that you've got a battery meter. You've got an on and off for Ring alerts so that if somebody rings my front door, I can get an alert on my phone. It also rings on the Chime Pro in the house, and it also rings on my wife's phone because she signed into our Ring account on her iPhone as well. Then I can have motion alerts turned off or on. So it is easy enough to see these tabs at the bottom. That is how you click into share users. You can change your live view settings. I've got live view enabled, so I can click on and see a live view from my front door. It says the faster connection improves live view performance but drains your power a little bit more quickly. I haven't had any power problems. I do have an extra battery that I keep charged, so when the battery is low, I just take one out, put another one in. I don't have to worry about taking it out just to charge it. And obviously the other doorbell they have can be wired in. Motion settings on the doorbell, very nice, very intuitive. Basically, you've got a 5-foot zone, and then you can extend that out. You can kind of see with this slider up to 30 feet. You can schedule for your motion to turn off and on particular days of the week. It's easy to do. Linked chimes. I have my chime set up basically in our dining room, so I just called it dinner. And it's set to do ring alert. So if somebody rings the front door, that chime rings. Device health. My battery's at 42%. My internet strength is in pretty good shape. And you can see all kinds of information. Gives you access to a Wi-Fi test, some troubleshooting, all these other things, and you can contact support right from the device health tab. Event history. You can see when I have had motion. Now let's take a look at the floodlight. Essentially, the floodlight gives you a very, very similar view. You don't get the battery setting because you're wired directly into power, so you don't have to worry about the battery on the floodlight in particular. I can turn the lights off and on from the app. I can also turn motion alerts off or on. I can click into live view, which is going to pull up the live view. Nice loud siren built right in, so you can hit siren. From live view on either of these, you can talk to the people that are on your property through that, which is fairly nice. Event history, it just shows you, kind of what happened, when it happened. Motion settings on the camera, floodlight camera, are decently different. You end up with sensitivity to cover just people, or literally the smallest type motion. And then your motion zones, you actually can draw, you see that blue area in the video, where you want that motion to be picked up. So like the street, I don't want motion every time a car drives by, and I've got it drawn, that bush to the right hand side. I don't have it so that it actually hits that bush, but you see the camera, you draw the motion zones. It is pretty neat. And then just like the doorbell, you can schedule motion if you want to get into doing that. Now you'll note in my device health, before I shot this video, I disconnected this from the chime. So when I hit device health, signal strength poor, because this floodlight camera is pretty far from my wireless router at the house. Now, I've got the Chime Pro at the halfway point, so what I can essentially do is I can connect this to the Chime Pro, and it actually makes the signal strength much better on this. Speaking of the Chime Pro, let's take a look at that. Here it is. Link devices. Currently, the front door shows up, my front flood shows up, but neither of them are connected to my Chime Pro. So I could hit connect. I think I have to be home to actually press the button, so I'm not going to actually do that right now. But essentially, connected to the Chime Pro, it improves the performance to that floodlight camera on the wireless network. You want to cancel setup? Yes, because I cannot press that button right now. So essentially, this device rings in the house so that I have an audible tone inside when somebody's ringing the door, if there's a motion alert. But then I also end up with the ability to extend my wireless network. And then I've got some functionality here. On the shared office door, I can see the event history, like when there was motion and things of that nature. I can also see the battery health, and I could turn ring alerts off and on for that device. Ring also gives you something called neighborhood. You click on neighborhood, it goes by your address, and you can see events that other neighbors may be sharing with you, which is pretty easy. And then if I bring home another Ring device, I am logged into my app, and I would just click the setup device button that you see right there. So it's overall fairly easy to see how this device works and how easy it is actually to use. Now here's the main question. Oh, I can also, under the settings for each of these, I can rename it, like that's called front door. I can get to the installation videos, so if I needed to move or get to a different house and I didn't remember exactly how that installed, I can go back and reinstall it. And I can also change the volume level on the actual doorbell tone itself. So it rings fairly loud. If I want to turn that down some, I can right from here. So that is essentially how all of that works. Essentially, this thing logs in. It gives me a button to talk to people that are on my property. I can see a very wide angle, very clear picture of my front yard, and I can basically turn off or on these alerts. So to talk to people on my property. Essentially, I can do that. So we've been selling Ring products for months now. We have installed them in multiple homes, and we have had literally zero problems at this point. So that doesn't mean you're going to be guaranteed to be problem free, but we can say that these products are very, very good. These devices also have night vision. Basically, even in really low light, you can still see what is at your front door or who is at your front door. Well, thanks for watching. Here at the Home Synergy Center, Computer Advantage, we love to talk about technology. So if you've missed any of our previous videos, go back and watch them. When new stuff comes out, we'll be here to talk about it. So subscribe to our channel.